The police are requesting an ambulance to detail man screaming for one. Inside the Irish Social Club at number 19 Park Street, West Rock Street.
Have you ever stood and stared at it, marveled at its beauty, its genius? Millions of collectors, lovers of film and horror alike, just living out their lives, oblivious. Did you know that the first program was designed to be a perfect human world, where none suffered, where everyone would be happy? It was a disaster. No one would accept the program. Some believe that we lack the programming language to describe your perfect world. But I believe that as a species, human beings define their reality through misery and suffering. However, when viewers of the Movie Canon YouTube channel tune in, they get a sense of joy. Too much joy, if you ask me. You see, the perfect world would dream that your primitive cerebral kept trying to wake up from. Which is why this was redesigned to this, the peak of your civilization. For some reason, human beings still found their way to the Movie Canon YouTube channel. This has to change. Look out that window. You had your time. The future is our world. The future is our time. Is there something on your mind?
Watch the Movie Canon.
Hi, you're watching the Movie Canon? Watch Gio.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel, The Movie Canon. I'm Giovanni, and this is the Met Report, a show about movies, entertainment, and television news. And there's a couple of topics that I'm going to discuss here today. We have the KRAVEN the Hunter movie review. It's a non-spoiler review because I know a lot of you guys have not seen it, and I think a lot of you guys are probably not going to watch it. But even so, we'll keep it as a non-spoiler review of KRAVEN the Hunter. There's also some reports that the SONY-VERSE may actually be dead, so we'll talk about that for a little bit. We have the Grinch Funko Pop giveaway, which I'm planning on awarding today if we have enough viewerships here by the end of the stream. If you commented on the Instagram post, I've already added your names on there. If you haven't done so, go ahead and write down in the comment section here that you're interested in this Funko Grinch giveaway, US only. And then of course you have to be a subscriber to the Movie Canon YouTube channel or following the Instagram page, but I'll give you more details a little later there. And there's some other stuff that we're doing here today, but I'm not going to be here alone today, so I am joined by a guest here. He was here last week, so why don't we go ahead and bring him here. You guys know him as Mr. X-Man Supreme, Mr. Dave. And the last one is the brown.
Oh my god!
Suit.
Damn.
So
oh my god!
It's pretty easy as the not X-Men. Come on, bro.
Oh shit! All right.
So
Well, it was fun, you guys. I'll see y'all later.
They dip.
Fuck off.
Hey Dave, how you doing?
Hey man, what's up?
Nice to have you on here again on the Met Report. This is your second time on the Met Report. You're obviously on my Figures Talk show every week lately, so really appreciate that. And thank you so much for joining me here. Let me see. So one of the things that I mentioned earlier is the KRAVEN the Hunter a movie. I know you haven't seen it. Like I said, a lot of you guys have not. I will do a review of it, very non-spoilery. So if you guys were interested in that, you don't want anything to be spoiled, I'll definitely do that. I'll avoid that, I should say. But Dave, again, thank you so much for joining me here today on this new episode of the Met Report, episode number 54. I started this back in 2021.
Man.
So I've been doing this for a while. It's just like this year, 2024 is when I started like adding like more guests. You know, some of you guys in the 1/6 scale community, a lot of you guys are on there, movie buffs that I've known through years. I just started having more guests on here. I've had guests like years ago. I would have like relatives on and stuff like that. But I'm having like different people on, and but this is the 54th episode of the Met Report. So we're getting up there. But let's see here. So I think I see maybe like one comment in here in the live chat. So let's do that. Mr. TJ Mike, aka King Churro, is in the live chat. So happy Saturday. Let's go. Or I'm sorry, let's do this, he says. So thank you, TJ Mike. You're always in the live chat. Very we appreciate your support. So you're supporting the channel everywhere on your social media and stuff like that. So greatly appreciate that, Mr. TJ Mike. And then we have Feel the Burn dropping by as well. Hey, the Movie Canon and X-Men Supreme, thank you so much for joining us. Feel the Burn, also great supporter of the channel. I really appreciate that. Thanks so very much there. And Dave is just warming up the chat here. So, all right. So let's go ahead and begin here. So the first thing that I want to talk about, actually, let me go ahead and show this real quick. Just one more time for the ones who are just tuning in right now, because I saw a few guys come in right now. So we have the, let me remove this. So we have the giveaway, right? It'll be closer to the end of the stream. Hopefully there's enough of you guys still. If you have not commented on the Instagram posts, you can go ahead and do that here. Just make sure that you're a subscriber to the Movie Canon YouTube channel or following the Instagram page and have an address within the United States so we can hand that out to you. I'm going to do one of those little duck races. So hopefully there's enough of you guys that we can do that. All right, so let's start with the very first topic, and let me see, where is it here? Hold on a sec. Oh, here we go. So we have CLAYFACE. CLAYFACE, the villain that a lot of us know, Batman villain here, and so there was some reports this week that there's going to be a CLAYFACE standalone movie from DC Studios, so under James Gunn direction and things like that. It is being produced by Matt Reeves. He is one of the producers. There's some questions as to, is it going to be connected to the Batman? That we don't really know for sure, but if Matt Reeves is involved, there's a possibility, I would say, right? And it is going to be written by Mike Flanagan. And I'm not sure if you're familiar with Mike Flanagan, Dave, but I'm actually pretty good fan, or big fan of him. He's done some good work in the past. Actually, probably the main one that I haven't seen of his is the most popular one. There's a Netflix horror series that he did, and I actually can't remember the name of the series now, but he's done movies like Dr. Sleep. He did the Midnight Mass series, which is actually really good. It's a very slow burn of a series, but it's really, really good. So I haven't seen Midnight Mass. It's damn good. So make sure to check that out. And then he's done some other movies in the past. He's working on a new Exorcist film, and he's working on a new Carrie, Stephen King Carrie series. And he's going to write this. There's no indication whether he's actually going to direct this film. It looks like he might be busy, but I'll take his writing abilities here for this. But Dave, I know you're a big Batman fan, and we talked about the Mondo CLAYFACE figure that they mentioned or announced a few weeks ago. So, what are your thoughts on this standalone CLAYFACE movie?
I think that it's probably going to be really good. Only because of the directive that James Gunn has put forth that everything is going to be in the same universe. So, I don't expect this to be the same vibe as Sony with all their Spider-Man villains and no Spider-Man, which we obviously know is not working. I don't expect that to be an issue here. What I find interesting is the idea of which Clayface are we doing? Because I don't think that anyone said anything official as far as which version they're going to do. Right. And I've heard people speculating, of course, the internet is rife with it. But I've heard people, considering that maybe it could be like the OG original, Clayface, where all it is just like a clay mask.
Right.
Uses, and make it more, make it more grounded. And I think that would work. I don't know if everything is going to be connected. We've got the creature commandos already. So a giant monstrosity is not, but also I take that back because it's the Matt Reeves universe. If Matt Reeves is going to be involved in this, then it's not going to be connected to all that other stuff. That's going to be an Elseworlds kind of thing.
Right.
So then it could be the more grounded Clayface, which could be cool. Maybe we don't need the more fantastical versions of characters in, this world, and that's perfectly fine. Really, all it comes down to is, can they tell a good story? And so far, we have seen that with Matt Reeves' Batman. We've seen that with the Penguin.
Right.
So I expect to see nothing less with Clayface, and I'm sure it'll somehow tie in to Batman because it kind of has to.
Yeah.
So,
right. Yeah. So I was introduced to Clayface with the animated series, from the 90s. So I'm used to the shape shifting, fantastical, supernatural Clayface, right? But from my understanding, the original one, like you said, the OG Clayface, is just a guy wearing like a Clayface mask, right? I think that was introduced in the 40s in the comic. And I think, if I remember correctly, I think it was the 1960s. I think it's noted here in this article that the more like supernatural, like the more shape-shifting Clayface came in the 1960s in the comic. So yeah, I do wonder which one are they going to do, because if it's within the Matt Reeves universe, we're probably thinking more of the OG Clayface, right? So, and I think that will probably work. That'll probably fit under the Matt Reeves universe. Like I said, we don't know for sure if it is going to be connected to the Batman, but it seems like that's where it's going, because, like I said, Matt Reeves is producing it. The Batman is actually coming out that same year. So the news that we have learned about the release date for this project is 2026, September of 2026, and the Batman, I believe, is coming out in October of 2026. So I mean, we'll see how that's connected there. Let's see, we have Chris Chong dropping by here, says, hey boys. He says, no KRAVEN spoilers, right? I didn't watch it yet, solely because it was too cold the past couple of nights to go outside. Okay, yeah, so I think you're in Illinois, I believe, Chris. So yeah, no spoilers. I won't spoil anything there. Then again, I didn't hear the best reviews of KRAVEN, so maybe I won't mind spoilers so much. TJ Mike says, will this be animation or live action? Oh, it's live action. It's a live action Clayface standalone movie. So that should be interesting either way, because I think it's a very interesting character. Fear the Burn says, I can see Clayface as a serial killer who like is a makeup artist making molds of people's faces. Yes. And it's kind of like, and then Mike Flanagan, who's mostly known for horror, however you want to pronounce it. So I think this is a perfect decision to tap Mike Flanagan to do this, because it did say that it's going to be more like a horror, a thriller type of thing, type of Clayface standalone movie, right? So hopefully it stays kind of like that, but we'll see what happens there. Then Fear the Burn says, I really want a Professor Pig, he says. Let me see here. Dave, do you have any other thoughts on this potential Clayface, or it's been greenlit, but any other thoughts on this?
No, I'm looking forward to it. I'm ready for a new era in DC film.
Yeah, and then what's the name of the show, the animated show that was just released?
Oh, Creature Commandos.
Yeah, I still haven't seen that.
It's very fun.
Yeah, because I know Brick. I know he mentioned that he's started watching and he's enjoying it. And,
oh yeah,
I've been meaning to start watching it, and it's all the episodes haven't been dropped yet. It's still like weekly, right?
Yeah, they put the first 2 episodes up, and then they put the third this week. So we're that far in now.
Okay, all right. So I'll be checking that out soon. There. All right. So again, that was for the CLAYFACE standalone film that we got some news about this week. Again, live action CLAYFACE standalone movie. Apparently, it's supposed to come out in September of 2026. I don't think if they said if it was a theatrical thing or not, but I'm assuming it'll be a theatrical thing. But I guess we'll find out later on. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to the next one here. So this is going to be the non-spoiler review of KRAVEN the Hunter that just came out yesterday. So let me do this real quick. And it is part of the quote-unquote Spider Sony-verse, or whatever you want to call it. I wasn't a big fan of... I mean, I've seen all of them. I have seen all of the movies so far. I believe there's only like maybe around six or so. I wasn't a big fan of the first Venom movie. The expectations were just really, really high. So I'm thinking maybe that's why it just didn't live up. For me here, the first Venom film, and then we had the second Venom film, Let There Be Carnage, with again Tom Hardy and Woody Harrelson. That one I kind of did like a little more, but it still didn't really like it. And then we just recently saw, or at least I saw the newest one, the third Venom movie. What's it called? The Last Dance. I always want to say Save the Last Dance, but Venom The Last Dance that just came out in October. I did watch that too. It wasn't completely terrible, but I still wasn't a huge fan of it either. I think I gave it maybe like a C, or like a C or something like that. But and then of course we have Morbius with Jared Leto, which I did see. Not good, although I will say I don't think it was as bad as people were saying it is, like the reviewers and things like that. But it was definitely not good. And then of course we have Madam Web that came out earlier this year. I saw that too. Not good either. So there's just so much bad stuff in this universe here. Like, I know there's plenty of fans out there. I know a lot of people really like the Venom movies. I mean, they made a lot of money. They made over $1.5 billion with the 3 Venom movies alone. So I know they were successful. People do like them and things like that. I haven't really been a huge fan of it. So when they announced that they were going to do a KRAVEN film and they cast Aaron Taylor Johnson, I was excited for Aaron Taylor Johnson portraying the character. I did believe that he could pull it off. He definitely has the physicality, and I know he could. He's a good actor. He's been in some other projects that he did very well. But my expectations were very, very low because of what I've seen in the past with the SONY-VERSE films that started back in 2018. So, and then we started hearing things about the release. It was supposed to come out in January of 2023, and then they decided to push it. And I think it got like 3 or 4 release dates until they finally settled on the release date that we have now, which came out yesterday, December 13th. And this happened a lot too with Morbius. I think that one was delayed multiple times, mainly because of the COVID pandemic and things like that. But I do remember for this movie and Morbius that I keep watching the trailer for these movies, and then I wouldn't see them for like a year, and then they would come back, and I was like, oh yeah, I forgot this movie's coming out. So it was kind of like that situation that just kept pushing it. So my expectations for this movie was really, really low. But before I get into my thoughts on here, because I do split it up into the positives and the negatives of the film, I'm gonna ask you, Mr. Dave, what are your mainly let's focus on I guess on Craven, I guess, because then we are going to talk about the potential death of the Sony-verse. But what were your thoughts on a standalone Craven the Hunter movie and Aaron Taylor Johnson portraying him, just for what you've seen?
I like Aaron Taylor Johnson. I dislike when actors that I like to see in things go to movies that die. You know, like I think a lot of people knew that this wasn't going to be a hit based on the strength of everything else that's come before, sure. But taking away the individuality of the movies, just you're trying to do Spider-Man without Spider-Man is what it comes down to. And that's the real problem for me. I will not watch any of these movies based on that alone. And I did watch the Venom movies only because, you know, I kept hearing about the connection to the MCU. And I tell you, man, I went in with low expectations, and my low expectations were definitely exceeded. I have given up over $300 in NRDs over the last year or so, and I am less mad about that than the $40 I spent watching the Venom movies.
Wow. Okay.
I am. But that being said, you know, I don't think anyone goes into making these things, like the people who are actually doing the work, not the suits in the boardrooms.
Right.
I don't think anyone goes into making these things trying to do a bad job.
Right.
I think that, and I have no doubt that the people who were acting in it were, you know, giving it what they had to give it. Though I do hear that, because Russell Crowe was in this.
Yep.
And I do hear that he was just kind of there for the paycheck, which I can see that. But I don't know, man. I think that things like this are a very ugly stain on the genre. And things like this are the reason that people have, you know, what I think are bullshit takes, like fatigue. You're not tired of seeing comic book movies. You're tired of seeing bad movies.
Right.
That's
exactly
what it is.
Right.
So
I agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah, don't come at me with that garbage. But yeah, man, I think it's time to let it die. You know, do Spider-Man or don't.
Okay.
You know?
And you know, I think a lot of people, at least for me, it's like I said, Tom Hardy was involved in Venom, right? So for me, it's like, okay, well, I would think that Tom Hardy really thought about the script that he was going to be given, or, you know, I mean, at least that's what I thought, right? But I don't know, maybe it was the paycheck, I don't know, but it seems like he was interested in doing the character. I mean, I think he did a great job as Venom, right? Kind of the same thing here with Aaron Taylor Johnson. Like, I do think he was very excited to do Kraven the Hunter. Like, I can tell that he was really putting effort in the role, which I'll get into in just a bit here. So, and then he definitely looks like Kraven the Hunter, at least a version of Kraven the Hunter. He definitely has, like I said, the physicality. I heard that he did like 2-year workouts to get to the physique that he has now and things like that. So, and then, you know, he definitely did a fine job. You know, I wouldn't say, you know, RDJ as Iron Man or anything like that, but I think he did a fine job there. But let me go into I'll start with the positive. So let me say this first. So, like I said, not a big fan of the Sony-verse overall, but I will say that of all the Sony-verse movies that I have seen, including the Venom movies, and this is going to be a hot take, but if you haven't seen the movie anyways, but I will say this is the best of the Sony-verse movies. This Kraven the Hunter movie. Yes. Now, of course, this is just my opinion, obviously, right? So this is just my opinion, so don't throw tomatoes at me, but I actually like I said, my expectations were very, very low, kind of like it was for Morbius and Madam Web, and they were still not good movies. I'm not saying that this is a great film, because it's definitely not. When I go into the separations of positives and negatives, there's a lot more negatives than there are positives. But Craven the Hunter is the best one of the Sony-verse movies. Now, that's not saying much, right? But that's what I will say. So just like Russell Crowe says in Gladiator, I was entertained in Craven the Hunter. So I will say that. So let's start with the positives. Let's start with the positives, because like there's quite a few in there. Like I said, there's a lot more negatives. But let's start with the lead, Aaron Taylor Johnson. I kind of already mentioned a little bit about that I think he was a good choice in playing the character. Like I said, he's a good actor. He's done other films. He was in Godzilla 2014, Quicksilver in Avengers Age of Ultron. He's going to be in this new 28 Years Later movie. I mean, we haven't seen it, obviously, but he's done some other performances that were really, really good. And he delivers here too. Like I said, no Oscar worthiness or anything like that, but definitely you can tell that he was trying. At least he was trying with the information or the script that he was given to do here, right? So that's definitely one of them. Now, you mentioned Russell Crowe earlier, and yes, with the accent that he has, the Russian accent, yeah, it kind of takes you out of it. But I kind of liked his character here in this movie, and I think it does elevate it a little bit, even though the accent is kind of ridiculous. His presence alone, I think it did help with this film. And I'm not going to go into spoilers, but it's pretty crucial, pretty important. I mean, they cast the Gladiator to be here, right? Another positive here is so the movie is very good at presenting like the skills, the quote unquote the skills, the things that he can do. So they definitely present this phenomenal hunter doing all these crazy things, like very animalistic, and he's doing them in the movie. He's like jumping around, doing a bunch of crazy stuff. So a lot of the action sequences where he's doing this as Craven the Hunter are pretty cool. So I definitely did like that. And even though there's some sequences that are all CGI, you know, you can tell that it's fake. It's not actual real, obviously, because he's like jumping on walls, and there's like just like falling off buildings, but then he's like lands perfectly fine like an animal, you know, things like that. But overall, it was very, very entertaining there. And like I said, there's quite a few action sequences that were really like, okay, that was done very well. And like I said, I was very entertained by it. There's a lot of bloody, gory goodness in this movie that, you know, I find it to be very entertaining, you know, when it comes to like an action movie, because this is kind of what this really is. Because when we get to the story, we'll get into the negative parts, because that one's a little basic there. There's this villain here. I don't know if I want to say who it is, because it might be considered spoilery, but I'll leave that out. I thought that the concept of the character was pretty cool. I mean, they presented it just fine for this movie. I mean, there's a negative part of it that we don't really know too much about the information or about this character in this film, but I thought he was pretty cool. I mean, he's not like the main villain, but he's definitely one of them there. So I'll say that it's kind of like a positive there. I think a lot of you guys have seen this in the trailer when it comes to the villain. So this is like the villain of the film. You see that in the trailer. You see the part where he's kind of transforming into Rhino, right? But that part, the part where he's kind of transforming a little bit, worked for a very minimal amount of it. It goes downhill later on in the movie, which I'll get to that in the negative part. But if they would have kept it just like very minimal, it actually looked pretty good, and I think it would have worked better. But then it wouldn't necessarily be like the Rhino character maybe that we know. But that part of it worked pretty well, so I'll say that would be a positive. Oh, the opening sequence of this movie. It really felt like one of those action movies that you might have seen, maybe like one of those Schwarzenegger action movies that you like from the 90s, like an opening sequence like that. That's kind of how this was. So it does kind of open kind of strong, and it was like, okay, all right, so you got my attention, right? So you definitely got my attention here. It's a very strong opening for this movie. Of course, there's a couple of CGI-ness going on in there, but most of it is pretty good. So that'll be a positive for Kraven the Hunter. Let me go into the comments here. We have Chris Chong says an AMC employee said Madam Web was the movie of our generation. Of course, they probably meant ironically, but still, yeah, definitely. I would think ironically for sure. Pedro Lopez is dropping by. Hello, hello, Mr. Pedro Lopez. Thank you so much for always joining us here in the live chat. Greatly appreciate it there. And then Chris is saying it's weird that Kraven practically had no promo. I completely forgot about it, to be honest. Yeah, I think when Sony saw that the because they see some numbers based on the pre-sale tickets, they see some numbers and they saw it to be kind of low, and maybe that's why they didn't promote it as much, because they're like, we're wasting a lot of money on this, so it's like maybe we shouldn't promote it as much. But yeah, I kind of did forget about it for a little bit, that it was coming out in December, and I was like, oh shit, that's right, that's coming out already. But yeah, I would definitely agree with that. Fear the Burn says Kevin Feige needs to just rehire Aaron Taylor Johnson back as Quicksilver. Yeah, he's like one of the few characters that actually really died, right, in the MCU, because everyone is being brought back or has already been brought back somehow. Pedro Lopez says, I saw Kraven. It was fine. I don't get offended movies aren't comic accurate. Yeah, right. So there's that too. I just want to be entertained. I wasn't bored. Exactly. But at times, acting was stiff at times. And yes, we'll get into the negatives in a bit. And I think it has something to do with the script itself. Because some of these actors that are in here in this movie are really good. We have 2 Oscar winners in this movie. Chris Chong says, wow, Gio, now you're setting my expectations higher. Well, sorry about that. I'll tell you what the grade is at the end. It's not going to be too much of a positive grade. And you know how I do the see it, stream it, or skip it. So I'll get into that. Let's see. Feel the Burn says, hey, it's all right, Gio. Sometimes I like movies people don't agree are good. And yes, that's kind of the whole situation. It's just how the movie hits you. Sometimes you experience the movie a certain way, and a lot of people like that, and some people don't. So obviously I'm just telling you my experience, my thoughts on it, but I also acknowledge a lot of issues with this movie, and I also acknowledge that some people or most people won't like it. That's why I kind of do the see it, stream it, or skip it situation, which I'll reveal later on in this segment. Pedro says Aaron Taylor Johnson was also in Shanghai Noon. Is that the Jackie Chan movie with Owen Wilson? He must have been like really young in that. I haven't seen those movies.
Yeah, I think it was like this nerdy guy or something. Like I don't remember exactly, but I have this image of him in my head wearing glasses and like a derby, like a bowler hat or something.
Yeah.
Or some kind of weird old timey fedora or some such. Yeah. Or a briefcase or something. I don't know why. But
yeah, I thought I read that he was in it, but I haven't seen those movies. So I mean, obviously I remember him being on because I didn't see it. But he's been working for a while. He's young. He started working like 2005-ish, right? And he's only like in his 30s. Pedro said, I thought the interactions between Kraven and the pilot was a bit awkward, editing wise. Yeah. There's a lot of that stuff when it comes to editing. There's a lot of crappy stuff in that movie when it comes to that. Let's see. So I think that's it for the positives. So why don't we get into the negatives part now? Any other thoughts there, Dave?
No. I think we're all on track.
All right. So that's going to begin with the negatives, right? So there are going to be more of them. The dialogue in this movie is absolutely atrocious. It's pretty bad. There's a lot of one-liners, or just like the dialogue in general. It's just bad. And like I said, we have like two two Oscar-winning actors in this movie, and if the script is bad, if the dialogue is bad, it's not going to do too much. Even if you deliver the best that you can, the dialogue is just pretty bad. The CGI in this movie, which I know a lot of people had issues with the CGI in The Flash, I'm one of the few people that actually did like The Flash, and the CGI didn't really bother me too much, even though I did notice that it was pretty horrible or terrible. The CGI in this is pretty bad as well. And like I said, they've been pushing this movie for a long time, so I guess they just didn't want to invest too much time or money on the CGI, because you would expect a lot of animals in a movie like this, and there's a lot of animals, and the CGI is pretty bad with the animals alone, and there's just so much other stuff. Now, when it comes to, because I mentioned this earlier about Rhino, so when Rhino begins to transform at the beginning of the movie, but not fully transformed, that works, and it should have stayed that way. But when he fully transformed, and you've seen little parts of it in the trailer, have you seen the trailer? That was bad. That was pretty bad. So I think just that alone was pretty horrible. The story is pretty basic. Like I mentioned, I think I mentioned this earlier. There's nothing particularly jaw-dropping with the story. Well, at least the storytelling of this film. There's some parts here that there's an issue with the dubbing, like the sound editing and just the editing in general, that is very jarring. Like it's like you can tell that they just recorded the dialogue or the audio separate of the scene. And I know that that's what they do. That is a normal thing to do. But it's very obvious, and it kind of takes you out of it. So if you've seen the movie, you'll notice that and be like, oh, you can totally tell they're not talking in that scene. They're talking in a room. And so it's kind of hard to explain, but that was pretty bad in this one too. Now the character himself, the Rhino character, I think the character's name is Alexei in this movie. I didn't read the comics, so I don't know if that's his actual name or not. But he has some very odd moments in this movie. They like, it's like, what are you doing? It's like he's just doing some like weird things that are kind of like odd and off. And I think people started laughing in the theater, and I don't know if it was supposed to be funny or not, but it was just very weird. Let's see here, and yeah, I mean, for this type of movie, an action sequence or an action movie like this, a comic book movie like this, it's pretty predictable. There was nothing that was like, oh shit, like, oh wow, that was so shocked and surprised about this little turn that the movie went to, right? It wasn't like that. And I don't think anyone was expecting that, but that would definitely be a negative for this movie here. Let's go into the live chat here. So we have Mr. Brick Artemis is dropping by. Say, what's up, guys? Hello there, Mr. Brick. Thank you so much for joining us here in the live chat. I know you've seen this movie. Let's see. Pedro says that in Shanghai Noon, he was the little orphan boy who turned out to be Charlie. I don't know how to pronounce that, or maybe it was spelled differently. But
okay, yeah, I'm thinking a different guy with the glasses and stuff. The guy from 90210. Don't remember his actual name. But I remembered who it was. Definitely not him. No. He's way too young for that.
Oh, yeah, probably, yeah. Brick says, felt like I was watching a Godzilla movie at times when the words weren't matching the mouth. Exactly. Yeah, that was one of them, too, that I saw. And there's a scene when they're like with the grandma. There's a grandmother in this movie at the beginning where I don't want to go into spoilers, but there's like stuff that's happening around it as far as the environments that is not matching with what they're presenting. It's kind of hard to explain there because it's kind of spoilery. Let's see. And then just saying hello to Mr. Brick there. CGI didn't bother me in this movie, says Brick Artemis. Yeah, I mean, ultimately, you know, I've seen worse CGI. But it was definitely not good here, especially when it comes to the animals, and especially because they had so much time Like I said, maybe they just didn't want to spend more money on it or something. I don't know. But some of the CGI with the animals was pretty bad. Let's see. Saying hello to Brick there. Just talking amongst yourselves. Then Brick says, then guys, I like the Rhino look better than Amazing Spider-Man 2. I would agree with that. It is better than Spider-Man 2. Just when he fully transformed into the Rhino, that looked a little too, I don't know how to explain it to you. Like, it's too comic booky, even though it is based on a comic book, if you know what I mean. This is like an R-rated action film, so it kind of took me out of it. But like I said, before he fully transforms, I thought it worked. If they were showing it like that worked.
Like maybe it should have been more body horror than comic character.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think that would have.
I can see that. All right.
I think that would have worked. Let's see. Brick says movie was not great, but had its good too, and need an Aaron Taylor Johnson figure. And actually, glad you mentioned that, Brick. Before watching this, I was not interested in an Aaron Taylor Johnson KRAVEN figure. Now I am. So, especially when it gets to the end, when you get to the end, that's the figure that I want. But yeah. I also thought the acting was top notch. Yeah, some of the acting was good, but the thing is, they were given some terrible dialogue though. That's kind of the issue there. And Brick is ranking the SONY-VERSE. Venom 1 C+, Venom 2 C-, Venom 3 C++, Morbius D-, Madam Web F, KRAVEN D. Okay, all right. Let's see. I do want to say a lot of these films have some great stuff, though. I would think that every movie had something good in it. It's just a matter of it didn't have enough good components in there. Let's sing hello to Feel the Burn. Let's see. Venom RCs. Interesting. So you said you've seen those, right, Dave? The Venom movies?
I saw the first two, and
the first two.
I will be at some point seeing the third one, only because I promised Brick that I would. But here's the thing: I'm waiting until that hits like Disney Plus or wherever it is it's gonna go, because I'm not paying for that. I'm not gonna pay for that.
Oh, okay.
Just
yeah,
by
it's
itself, yeah. I'm not gonna do that. That's not gonna. They got my money enough on the first two movies directly.
Oh, like right. You mentioned that.
Yeah. Like I'm not gonna. Like I watched the first one on Amazon. I paid for that, and I watched the second one in the theater, and I paid for that. Yeah. And the third one can wait until it's on something that I'm already paying for. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, because right now Sony has a deal with Netflix, so the Venom The Last Dance will be on Netflix. This one too, KRAVEN, it'll be on Netflix. I think they're taking about 3 to 4 months from the theatrical release, and then they'll drop it because that movie. What's that movie? What's the name of Ryan Reynolds' wife? Well, what's her name?
Oh, Blake Lively.
Yeah, so the movie that she made over the summer, It Ends With Us, I believe. I think that's the name of the movie. It Ends With Us. That's a Sony movie, and it came out in early August, and it just came out on Netflix, I think yesterday. So that was like 4 months: August, September, October. Yeah, like 4 months. So that's probably how long Venom 3 and then KRAVEN will be on Netflix. So a few months there. Then Brick says X-Men. For me personally, I love to watch them, and I love the relationship with Venom and Hardy. So I've given them an A for my liking, but I know what they truly are. Yeah, and I would like Tom Hardy to remain as Venom, but I think it has to be a better scripts and direction and things like that. Pedro says Charlie Chaplin. Sorry, texting and driving. Oh, okay, all right. Thanks so much for that. Yomo is dropping by. So, fellas, hello to Mr. Yomo. Thank you so much for joining. As always great to have you here in the live chat. Brick, I'm surprised and taken aback, you say, Dave. So yeah. Feel the Burn says, I'm sure these movies are great. Intoxicated. Yeah, I think any movie, right? At this point, I mean, I would think so. Let's see, and then please don't do that. Let's see. Brick Artemis says yes, and the end is the figure I want to, and Mondo needs a figure of Craven too. And like I said, I didn't read the comic. My whole Craven, kind of like with Clayface. Craven, I was introduced to him in the Spider-Man animated series. So, based on the way that Craven becomes Craven or is Craven, they did something here that I don't think it's based on the comic. I could be wrong, but it seems like it's just something that they added there. That's I guess that would probably be like a negative thing. It's kind of odd that the way they did it. It's kind of like a basic thing to do. And then see Break says, yeah, for sure. I was just trying to give some positive. Yeah. Let's see. So Pedro also says, also, did they say Calypso enough times in the film? I feel like that is true. Yeah. So Calypso, played by Ariana DeBose. So she was in the latest West Side Story. So she's one of the Oscar winners that is in this movie, and I think some of the lines she delivered was pretty bad. But again, I don't blame the actor; I blame the script. But yeah, I feel like they do say Calypso a lot, and I know the name because of that. So there you go. Let's see. Chris says Venom was actually the top tier of SONY-VERSE for me. He says. Yeah, so like I said, yeah, there's some Venom fans. Like I said, the Venom franchise made over $1.5 billion at the box office in just 3 movies. So I know there's fans out there who continue to watch it. I mean, I went to see all of them in the theater myself, and I didn't love them, and I still went and saw them. Yes, Chris, I love Venom and thought the ending of the trilogy was perfect. And then Pedro says Venom 3 had heart, which is why I ultimately enjoyed it. So I guess agree with that there with Pedro. Let's see. And then Brick also says the ending with his brother was interesting too, but the singing thing he could do was weird. Yeah, I know what you mean. And there's something that happens with it'll get too spoilery. So never mind. Let's see. All right, so it looks like we're all caught up in the live chat there. Let me see if I didn't miss anything with the negatives of this movie here. Yeah, I mean, so like I said, ultimately it's not as terrible as people are saying. You know, like let me go here real quick because I did have this available here. So the critics are definitely not liking this movie. Rotten Tomato score 15% are giving this movie a positive review from the critics. But if you see the next grade there, 71% of the popcorn meter, or like it's like the general audience. I mean, it's only 250 reviews so far, but it's much higher, 71%. And like I said, it was entertaining enough for me to have enjoyed it enough. So I wouldn't say that it's as terrible like it's showing here with the critics. But let me see here. Chris says there's singing in Craven. Hold on. What is this movie? I'm even more curious now. Well, I guess you have to find out. Just in the club, he's at the piano. Yeah, so. All right, so let's get into the grade of this. Let's see. Let me move this real quick. Any other thoughts, Dave, on Craven?
Nah.
Okay, so
I got another.
All right, let's do this. Here we go. I'm always looking for this clip. I always forget this damn clip. Where is it? Oh, here we go. Okay, so as you guys, a lot of you guys know, when I do grades on movies, when I review them, I do the see it, stream it, or skip it situation there. So obviously the movie See It, it's a movie that I recommend, that I thought it was enjoyable enough, that it's worthy enough for you to go and pay your hard-earned money to see in the theater. So that's what a See It means for me. Stream It means it's a fine enough movie, but I don't think it's worthy enough for you to go and spend your money and make it a night out of going to the movies and going with someone and, you know, doing a whole dinner thing, making a whole night out thing. I don't think it was worthy of that, but good enough. Like if it's on Netflix, which it will be in a few months, I will probably check it out, see if you like it. So that's what a Stream It is. skip it. I think it's kind of self-explanatory. You know, it's kind of like just avoid it. so we got a few of those in the past, but so that's where we're at here. So in the world of the movie canon, see it, stream it, or skip it, I will say that Kraven the Hunter is a stream it. So I would say I don't know if it'll be worthy enough for you to necessarily pay your hard-earned money to see it theatrically. Even though it was pretty cool because I did see it at the Dolby, so there's a lot of cool sound effects. Like the sound is great and everything, so that was kind of cool for an action movie like this. But ultimately, I can't ultimately say, yeah, it's so good that you definitely need to go see it in the theater. I don't think it's that. It's a stream it for me there. Now, as far as the grade, I think this is more like a C plus around there, which I still think it's pretty high. You know, it's not obviously top tier. It's not an A or anything like that, but C plus. I would say C plus is good there. I would be interested in seeing another Kraven the Hunter movie. It doesn't look like that's going to happen, but I would be more interested in seeing that than, let's say, another Morbius movie or another Madam Web movie, right? But yeah, I would say it's more like a C plus around there. So let me look at the live chat here. Let's see. Brick says 6.5 for me. He says for Kraven. Kraven pass, says P Rock. Hey P Rock, thank you so much for joining us here in the live chat. Greatly appreciated that. And then Brick says, Dave, if you can watch Kraven, you can watch Venom 3. So there you go. I did like Kraven more than Venom 3. I will say that. Well, because I said it was the best one, but there you go. Let's see. Did I watch Kraven? Looks like you're just talking amongst yourself there. Let's see. It looks like there's a UFC fight, says Mr. P Rock. Chris says, Gio, did you have any skipping movies this year? I don't remember seeing any. Yes, there was quite a few. I don't remember the top of my head, but there's definitely quite a few skip-its. It says, Brick, Gio, what? You liked Kraven more than Venom? I did. I actually did. So there you go. All right. So that was it for the Kraven the Hunter situation. So let's jump into the Sony-verse. There's reports out there that it's probably dead. So apparently there's no more movies that are being developed at this time. So the reports are saying that it's basically dead. I don't think this is official, because some of these articles or like sources are not 100%, but a lot of them are reporting that it's pretty much dead. We have the box office numbers that we've had for these Sony-verse movies, with the exception of Venom, right? But Madam Web did not do well. Morbius, I think it just barely was profitable. This Kraven the Hunter is actually projecting to make like around $12 million over the weekend, which that's really bad especially for a comic book movie. I know this is R-rated, so I'm sure that didn't help. But Dave, I mean, I got some ideas from you already as to where you're going with this, but what are your thoughts on the Sony-verse dying?
I think that they should, it shouldn't be a proper burial. I guess we could cremate it and then give the ashes to Disney.
To Disney, okay.
And then let them kind of put it in their sandbox and rebuild something that we'd actually, want to play with. I think we should do that. I think Sony needs to just give it the hell up. It's like you want a burger, right? Like you really want a burger. So you go and you get a burger, yeah? And then you get it, and then you eat it, and then you realize there's no meat in this burger. Like there's not even like a semblance of, it's not even like a veggie burger. There's no burger in the burger. It's just the bun, and it's like the lettuce and the tomato and everything else, but there's no burger. That's what this is. People are coming to this because of the love of Spider-Man and that universe. that is built around Spider-Man. Spider-Man is the meat in that burger. And these motherfuckers, they're like, let's give everybody all the other stuff. They like burgers. So let's give them all the burger stuff. We just don't want to give them the good part of the burger.
Okay,
That's fine.
Okay.
That's okay for them. And no, a burgerless burger doesn't work, my friend. It does not work. So it's like what Eric Draven said. You know, they're all dead. They just don't know it.
Oh wow. Okay.
This was dead before it started, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, I really like your analogy there, Dave, for this. Although I mean, I was still hopeful that they could still do good story, but deliver good stories when it comes to movies without Spider-Man in it. Like we understand that it's their villains, their foes for Spider-Man, but I still thought that it could still be decent, right? And a couple of them were, but overall, I guess people are just not interested in most of these because there's no Spider-Man. Like I said, Venom did pretty well, although the latest one didn't do as well. Though each movie kept making less money every entry. We have Mr. Collector Joy dropping by. Hi, he's saying hello there, Mr. Collector Joy. Thank you so much for joining us here today. Much appreciated. And Brick says Sony characters will be in Secret Wars, I bet. Yeah, I think they're gonna bring everyone in Secret Wars. I wouldn't be surprised if Batman pops up there or whatever. So then at least Tom Hardy, says Brick Artemis. Chris Chong says, I hope so. I need me some more Zaddy Hardy or Tom Hardy with the Venom. Tom Hardy is amazing. Yeah, I always thought Tom Hardy was good in the role. They said I was just eating a burger watching this live stream. And then how's the burger, Chris? Is it a Tom Hardy burger or a Madam Web burger? And then where's the beef, says Feel the Burn. They better not screw up Beyond the Spider-Verse. Yeah, I mean that's a different I guess collection of films with Sony, right? The Spider-Verse movies, but they're not live action. But I mean, a lot of people seem to really enjoying those movies. Let's see, a Spider-Man burger because it had meat in it, says Chris.
You know what? Beyond the Spider-Verse is going to be like a Beyond Burger because it's not exactly because Peter Parker's not there. It's not Spider-Man proper, but it's Spider-Man. Oh my gosh!
I want a burger now. Thanks, Dave.
I do too, man. After this, it's burger time.
All right. So yeah, guys. So that was the Sony-verse potentially being dead. Reports are saying that it is. There's no future movies in development right now, which is usually not a good sign because these projects takes a long time to get things going. So it seems like it might be dead. So I guess we'll find out later on. But all right, let's move on to the next ones here. So we have Miss Nicole Kidman here sitting at a theater, an AMC theater, not being sponsored or anything like that. So we have this, and I just want to go over some of the highest grossing movies that were in the theater this year. And I'm curious to see how many of you guys actually went to the theater to watch some of these. Of course, this year was not one of those big record-breaking movie-going years, but let's see what are some of those movies there. We have Chris saying, nice to also finally know X-Men Supreme's real name today. Yeah, Mr. Dave. Mr. Dave, yeah. All right, so so I have this box office mojo page. Where is it? Wait, did I miss it? Oh, here it is. All right, if you guys can see that. All right, so these are the highest. Oh, actually, let me show it here. Okay, so this is the highest grossing films. There's a lot of numbers and names here, but we'll go over them real quick. I'm not going to go every single one of these. I'm just going to start from the number 10 spot and to the first one. So we have Beetlejuice, which has earned $451 million. So I think this was profitable profitable. Dave, have you seen Beetlejuice yet?
Yeah, I saw it. It was. I didn't think it was bad. You could tell that it was a long time. You know, you could tell that it was a long time. Certainly wasn't the same over the top Beetlejuice that we got in the original movie. You know, I mean, and of course, you know, Michael Keaton's not a young man, so you know, there's that. But he was a lot less manic, and I missed that. I missed that a lot. Yeah, it was interesting though. It was nice to get a little bit of a backstory finally, because I've often wondered, who is Beetlejuice? Where did he come from? Well, how did he die? All of that. So backstory is always good to have. I didn't think it was a bad movie. I think that it maybe was a little late in coming.
Yeah,
perhaps.
Yeah. That was quite a bit. That was what, over 30 years? More than that, 35 around there.
Yeah, because it was 88.
Right.
I
yeah,
believe.
88.
Yeah. So yeah, it's been some time, but I do love catching up with characters after a period of time though.
Yeah.
When you have everybody there still, and you see like an actual continuation in real time, I like that a lot. I do, but it's hard to do when you know some of your characters are supposed to be infinite. You know,
right? Kind of like Gina Davis and Alec Baldwin's character in Beetlejuice.
Yeah, and it was okay how they wrote them out. I didn't think that was a problem. It was weird what they did with old dude that they didn't want to have in the movie, but he was still all over the movie. You know?
Oh yeah. The guy who had some legal issues. You know.
Yeah, it's like we're not gonna have him, but we're gonna have him.
Right.
Like, well, all right.
Yeah, I mean, but, it was clever the way they did it, though. I thought it was good.
Yeah. It absolutely worked. It made, that's. I didn't think it was a bad story. I just think I feel like there were a couple of aspects that didn't need to be there, like the whole wife thing. It didn't really do anything, you know. Like there was no point to that. I don't think so. You know, but I didn't think it was a bad movie. I just, you know, I would have liked to see more different, maybe a little bit, but yeah. You know.
Yeah. Mr. Yomo saying Nicole Kidman's still trapped at the abandoned AMC theater, right? And a few other words did not need the extended musical number, and he says he loves musicals, so there you go. Yeah, so I mean, it made money, $451 million. That is definitely something there. And we were just talking about a SONY-VERSE movie. Venom: The Last Dance has made $473 million. Now, this is internationally, this is worldwide. So the other movies, I think the first one made like over $800 million. So it's like I mentioned earlier, they keep making less money per movie. So that's what we got for this one. Wicked that just came out not even a month ago is already at the number 8th spot of the highest grossing films of the year with $477 million. And that one's going to continue to make more money. And that's only part one. So there'll be another one next year. So that's going to make some money there too. Chris Chung says, we still need Mufasa and Sonic's numbers. Mufasa the Hedgehog, after they release, apparently both projected to have high numbers. Yeah. Those two movies, mainly Mufasa, because I know the Lion King live action, quote unquote live action movie, that one made like over, I think it was like over $1.5 billion alone. So I'm thinking Mufasa might be actually do pretty well at the box office, especially it's about to come out during the Christmas season with families and things like that. And then Sonic, the Sonic movies have not been making too much money. Like they're around the $400 million range when it comes to box office numbers. So we'll see how that goes, but I'm sure it'll still do well during this holiday season here. Pedro says, Beetlejuice was fun. I thought the bride's story was a waste, as X-Men mentioned. And then Field the Burner says, Wicked was just out. Still need time to get to the number one. Well, looking at the number 1 slot, I'm not sure if it's gonna make it there, but it's definitely gonna go up for sure. Rick Artemis says, Dune 2 movie of the year, in my opinion, says Mr. Brick Artemis. And Sonic is going to get a ton of money, but money. Chris Chong, I watched both Dune movies. I had no idea what the plot was still. Yeah, it's kind of hard to explain that, but great film. Let's see, going back to the numbers here. So obviously you haven't seen Venom: The Last Dance. You're still waiting on that, and I don't think you've seen Wicked, right, Dave?
Nah.
And then we have Kung Fu Panda 4. I'm actually surprised this one was pretty high, $547 million at the number 7 spot. Because I thought people were like already over this Kung Fu Panda situation, but I guess not.
Kids, man.
Yeah, to be fair, the kids going to see that. Godzilla X Kong: The New Empire. Actually, this did pretty well as well. Number 6, $571 million, and they're making more of those. So, did you watch that new Godzilla movie, Dave?
No, I haven't watched a Godzilla movie probably since what was the one with the weird looking Godzilla that wasn't actually Godzilla?
Talking about the one from the 90s?
Yeah, it might have been that one, the T-Rex looking one.
Oh, the one from the Matthew Broderick one, right?
That's the guy, yeah.
Yeah.
I think I saw part of that.
Oh wow!
Like, I used to watch like all the old stuff when I was a kid. I loved that crap, man. I was so into Godzilla when I was a kid, and I just haven't revisited it since then, really. Or Kong. I saw Skull. Was it Skull Island? No, it was the one before Skull Island. Whichever one was the first of this new wave of Kong movies.
Oh, to 2014. I'm sorry. Yeah, no, not the 2014. I'm thinking of the. No, yeah, the Godzilla, the 2014 with Aaron Taylor Johnson. He was in that, and Elizabeth Olsen was in that too. And
No, Kong.
Oh, you're talking about Kong?
Yeah. Whichever the one was with Jack Black.
Jack Black was in that. I don't remember.
Yeah, it was like I guess it was like the reboot of. I want to say it was the first one that they've done in recent years.
Oh, okay.
The one that started all of this.
Oh, probably the Skull Island one then. Yeah, the Skull Island one that you mentioned. Yeah.
Was it Skull Island? Okay.
I
didn't remember that was the first one or the second one.
I don't remember if Jack Black was in that, but
he was in one of them.
Let's see.
I forget who the blonde chick was, but they basically retold the original story.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, you're talking about the Peter Jackson one.
Yeah, Peter Jackson.
The 2003. Okay.
Okay.
Way back.
Yeah, way back.
Yeah, because I was thinking the latest, because there's been a King Kong movie or Kong movie that came out like in 2017 around there. But yeah, you're going way back to that. Yeah, get that.
I mean that feels like the resurgence for me, but
okay. Let's see. What was the other
Naomi Watts.
Yeah, right. Brick Artemis says Dune, Deadpool, Terrifier 3. His top movies here. I haven't seen Wicked yet though. Let's see. Oh no, take Terrifier 3 off for me. Planet of the Apes is 3 for me, he says. Take Your Family, Brick. It's great. I think you're referring to Wicked. And then Chris Chong says, if you haven't watched The Wild Robot, you'll change your mind. Gio, have you watched it yet? You'll give it an A++. I started watching it and I wasn't able to finish it, but not because it was bad. I just ran out of time and I rented it, and I rented it for like $20. So I'm not gonna re-rent it for another $20 because I didn't watch it in the theater. I just missed it. But from what I saw, it was fine. It wasn't but I didn't actually finish it. And Brick says, I heard it was really good. Godzilla was fun, but I still like the first one the best. And see, coming from someone who never cries to emotional movies, a movie about a robot that interacts with woodland creatures got me. And I think I know where that movie's going from what I've seen so far. But We'll see if I finish it. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to finish watching it by the end of the year, though.
I've heard good things about it.
I have, right? Me too. The remake of King Kong, says Feel the Burn. Okay, yeah, I know which one you're talking about now. Jack Black was King Kong. Oh, from 2005, right? It was 2005. I'm thinking of Lord of the Rings being 2003.
Well, Peter Jackson, all the same.
Yeah, the blonde is Naomi Watts. Yeah, right. Peter Jackson reboot. Not connected to the Godzilla from Legendary. Yeah, correct. That's right.
Okay.
I am a diva. What does that say? Started that Wild Robot isn't even top 20.
Oh, devastated.
Oh, I see. Okay. All right, got it. Feel the Burn.
Okay.
I've seen Wicked in London 7 years ago. It was amazing, so I can't wait to see the movie. Yeah, I'd never seen the
You're waiting. It's out. It's been out. You haven't seen it yet. What do you mean you can't? You're doing it right now. What?
Wait, what was that?
Brick said he can't wait to see Wicked. Well, why haven't you seen it then?
Oh, I see. Let's see. Cynthia and Ariana did their thing. Golden Globe nominees. I think probably Cynthia will get an Oscar nomination for Wicked, but we'll see. Let's see. So what was the other one where we're at here? That was a Godzilla. So Moana 2. Damn, Moana 2 is making a lot of money already, and this just came out the week of Thanksgiving. $616 million. I haven't seen the first one, so that's why I haven't watched that one. Dune Part 2, $714 million. So that's doing very well as well. And Despicable Me 4, so that's another Despicable Me movie with the Minions and all that stuff. And what's the guy's name? I think it's Gru, I believe.
Sounds right.
These movies keep making so much money every time they release one. Even the Minion solo movies, they make a lot of money. So this is like Universal's like cash cow right now. So it's made almost $1 billion. That's at number 3. And then of course here, Deadpool and Wolverine, $1.3 billion at number 2 with the highest grossing films of 2024. And then the number 1 spot will go to a Pixar movie, Inside Out 2, with $1.6 billion at the box office. So I'm surprised about that, actually.
This is where numbers lie. This is where numbers lie. When you get into like kids' movies and stuff. Mm-hmm. Okay, so Deadpool and Wolverine, it's probably a safe bet that 99% of the people who went to see that movie actually want to go see that movie, right? I guarantee you there were dads in Inside Out 2 that are like, why the f am I here? I guarantee you there were tiny little children, like babies probably too, or maybe not babies, they don't buy a ticket for a baby, but there's probably like a tiny little child that, doesn't have any wit enough to understand what they're even doing, who could have been watching anything and been fine. I feel like there should be a curve when it comes to kid/family movies, because then you're watching a movie as an entire freaking unit, and some of y'all people are crazy and are like 10 deep. All right, but I feel like they should take into account, there should be a system for that, because I feel like Deadpool and Wolverine would be at the very top of the list if not for the kids movies.
Well, the other thing, I mean, the oppositions go based on the income. I mean, not the income, the money, the profits that they're making, for the movie.
Yeah.
But there's also the thing about Deadpool and Wolverine, that it's an R-rated movie, and probably some people who couldn't get in to see Deadpool and Wolverine, they bought a ticket to, let's say, Inside Out 2, or some other movie that was not.
I guess that's probably possible. That's a hell of a leap. but probably happened. It probably happened. Someone said, I want to see a movie today.
I'm sure it wouldn't have made a big change, but still, that some people bought tickets to other movies and try to sneak into Deadpool and Wolverine. Although I would think it'll be harder to do now, especially with the whole seating arrangement and stuff. But I know a lot of theaters don't have that. But that was just a thought. But Inside Out 2 is currently the highest grossing film of 2024, but the year still has about 3 weeks left, or actually no, like 2 weeks left. So we'll see there. let's see, where are we here? Brick says, I need my family to be on board to spend $100 at the theater. Oh yeah. Brick, that's what discount days are for. $5 Tuesdays. Oh yeah, they still do that. Yeah. Dave, you'd be surprised how many adults are attached to Pixar and how many parents brought their kids to Deadpool and Wolverine. That's also true.
Probably very true. But also, I would like to submit there are a lot of, within our little community here, people who are just all bah humbug about watching a cartoon like the Clone Wars, for instance. Even though they're huge Star Wars fans, they're like, I'm not going to watch a cartoon. I'm a grown man. Or some bullshit, even though you collect toys still. Whatever.
Well,
But,
when I think of cartoons, I think like cartoons on TV.
go ahead, defend yourself, Gio.
There's animated movies that like Pixar does not consider itself to be a like a kids a company that makes movies for kids. They make movies that are leaning like trying to what do you call it, appeal to kids but also adults, because I'm sure you've seen some animated movies that are just solidly good just in general. Like the only difference is that it's animated, but then there's some animated movies that you might have seen or seen parts of that, okay, this is totally targeted. This is definitely a kids movie because of what's in the actual film itself. But I would say that, animated movies, if it's done well and it doesn't really matter, the story is going to be good regarding if it's either for kids or for not. Some of those movies have some jokes that are like supposed to go over the heads of kids, but the adults, the parents, they'll get it, right? So there's some of those situations there. Chris Chong says, speaking of animation, ironically, with comic book productions this year, X-Men 97 was my favorite. And
they earned it.
And then I know you didn't like X-Men 97, right, Dave?
Oh, I loved it. What are you kidding? What? You got me there. But no, they definitely earned it. They definitely earned it with 97. It was far and away much higher production value than its predecessor. Much better storytelling. Even though the storytelling was pretty good in the previous, but the previous was aimed for kids, and this one was definitely not.
I actually haven't finished watching X-Men 97 yet.
Oh man, you got it. How far did you get?
The first 4 episodes.
What was the first 4?
I already know what happens because it's been spoiled everywhere. But
oh man, it's a good series though. They did a really good job. I'm worried about the future of it with everything that happened with Bo DeMeo, because that guy was kind of like the force behind it. You know,
that's right. He's no longer part of it.
So I don't know what they're gonna. I'm worried, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And but it was more like this was like a Gambit year, right? Would you say?
It really, really, in a lot of ways, was. Yeah, Gambit got a lot of shine this year, and hell yeah, he deserves it.
Yeah. Movie for all ages, says Pedro, and then Gio catch up on the X-Men 97. Yeah, I know I need to. Even though, like I said, some of that stuff was spoiled. But I didn't actually tell you guys the poll, right? So the poll for the question that I asked about if you were a fan of the Sony-Verse, and 17 votes, 59% said no, and 41% say yes. So there you go. That's
a lot. Wow.
Yeah, that is quite a bit. Let's see. Fiona Burns says second season is de Mayo, he says.
Oh, that's right, because he still did that. But then that's right. They're working on the third season.
Oh, did he already write it?
Him. Okay. That's right. You're right.
Oh, okay.
So second season should still be good, as long as they don't muck with it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they could still if they want, but
they could.
It wouldn't be a good idea, but
no.
See.
But when does that ever stop them?
Right. So, let's see. Okay, all right. So let me see what's next here. I just want to make sure I don't miss anything here. So we'll do the giveaway again. If there's enough of you guys, if you haven't commented in the Instagram post, then I haven't added your names in there or your name in there. So if you haven't done so and you want this and you have an address here in the US and you're a subscriber to the Movie Canon YouTube channel, go ahead and comment here, and then I'll add you guys. I want to say that there's only one segment left, besides the giveaway. But let me just double check here. Yeah, so that is the last one here, and we have okay, so Chris Chung. Okay, so I'll add you there, Chris. I'll add you there in a bit here. Again, this is for the Grinch Funko one, so we'll do that in just a bit. Okay, so there's something here, Dave. I didn't tell you about this, but you're kind of familiar with this game. So this is called Buy, Rent, or Destroy, and you're very familiar with Keep, Gift, or Destroy.
Yes.
Since you've been on Figure Stock. So instead of figures, we're looking at movies or franchises. So this is yours.
Boy, here we go.
So I'm gonna do that with you, and you know the rules, how this goes. Except, I mean, I guess it is a little different because, actually, let me remove this because then people are gonna think that that this is happening right now. Hold on a sec. Okay, going back here. Okay, so again, very similar to Keep, Gift, or Destroy, but it's Buy, Rent, or Destroy. So I'm gonna show you a movie, or it'll be a movie, but it might be connected to something else, right? So buy means that's a movie that is yours. You can watch it whenever you want. It is your film. It is your franchise, whatever the case. The rent portion is you can watch this film or franchise only once every 5 years. And then the last one is destroy. You're destroying that universe, that franchise, that film, or whatever the case. Everything's connected to other things, as you've seen with Figure Stock, with the Keep, Gift, or Destroy.
All right.
Let's see. Am I added? No, Feel the Burn. So if you want to be added there, let me know here. La Bruja, yes, The Wild Robot is a great family film. So yes, there's another person there. And then La Bruja, you're on the, you commented, so you're on the list. So you'll be in the entry there. Okay, so here we go. Mr. Dave. So the first one, let me just get this out of the way. It's going to be very obvious, right? Deadpool and Wolverine. So we're going to just stick to the film itself, actually. So just Deadpool and Wolverine. So if you destroy it, you'll be okay with other X-Men movies, Wolverine movies, Deadpool movies, but specifically Deadpool and Wolverine. So that's Buy, Rent, or Destroy. The next one is The Princess Bride. so that's a Buy, Rent, or Destroy. And the last one is Labyrinth. Man. So we got the Buy, Rent, or Destroy. So again, same thing, kind of like what we do with Figure Stock, with Keep, Gift, or Destroy, right? So those are the three. So what are you gonna pick there, Dave?
Well,
Buy, Rent, or Destroy.
You gotta stop telling people my secrets. That's what
happens.
Well, I'm buying this one.
Oh, that's I can't really tell. That's
Deadpool. That's a steal.
Oh, it is
right
Deadpool.
there.
Okay, all right. Yep. There you go.
So I'm buying Deadpool and Wolverine. Absolutely. That dethroned the other two for the number one spot.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
So now the question becomes, which one do I not watch ever again?
Right. So we have Princess Bride or Labyrinth. I think I know what you're gonna say, but go ahead.
Yeah? Do you?
I think so, but we'll see.
So here's my reasoning, right? Like, these two have both been in contention for my favorite movie ever since I saw them back in the 80s. And that's been it. I could never decide between the two. Until Deadpool and Wolverine came along and said bye.
Right.
When I saw Labyrinth, I immediately, and let's keep in context here. I was like, I want to say I was like 8 or 9 maybe when I saw Labyrinth. I didn't see it in the theater, but
Okay.
I saw it, at like some relative's house, and 8 or 9-year-old me immediately just falls completely in love with Jennifer Connelly at that point, and I have been ever since. So I'm probably gonna have to rent Labyrinth because of that.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to rent Labyrinth because of that, and I guess I'll destroy The Princess Bride. I've watched all of these enough that I can replay them in my brain.
Oh wow. So
So
you don't need to rewatch them. Is that what
so
you're saying?
in a lot of ways, I'm good without rewatching any of them.
Oh wow. Okay. Okay.
But if we're gonna have to get rid of one, it's gonna have to be The Princess Bride, and yeah,
Okay. All right. Okay.
yeah.
And that's kind of what I thought you would have picked, Dave. That was the
Oh man,
the choices you were gonna pick. So right. Yeah. So Deadpool and Wolverine was like an obvious. So like, yeah, he's not
this
gonna,
movie is so good though.
He's
These movies
not
are
gonna
awesome.
let go of that. Yeah.
No, hell no, nope. That is it. That is until I die right there.
All right. Until you're 90. No, just kidding.
Until I'm 90.
All right.
If I make it that long. Jeez.
Let's see. Feel the Burn says that he would buy Labyrinth, rent Deadpool and Wolverine, and destroy Princess Bride. So that's what
Respect.
Feel the
Respect.
Burn would say. Yeah. Let's see. So I added you guys, Chris. I added you, Feel the Burn, and Pedro Lopez to the giveaway entry, and La Bruja, like I said, you're already in there. All right. So I think that was it here. So I'm gonna do the giveaway. I feel like I'm missing something. I don't know what it is. I feel like there was something that I was supposed to say or do, but whatever. So here we go. So this is the Grinch Funko Pop giveaway. And if you add it to the Instagram post or here, then I already added your name on there. So we're gonna do like kind of like the duck race, but it's gonna be Christmas themed. So I'm about to start that. So if you wanted to add yourself in there, make sure to do that now. And then Yomo says Deadpool and Wolverine till 90. He says so. There you go. There you go. All right. So let's go in there here. Let me just move on over here. Okay, so I got, like I said, I added those 3 additions there. Feel the Burn, Chris Chong, and Pedro Lopez. And then La Bruja's already there. Okay, so I think we're good.
Yomo's gonna win.
Yomo is gonna win, isn't he? Well, I don't think he's in. Well, is he? Let me check if he's even in there. Oh yeah, he's in there. Yeah, he's in there. So. Yeah, so much for that. Yeah, so there you go there. Already predicting that with that Yomo juice, right? All right, so here we go, guys. So I got all the names. So we're about to start here. So again, if you're a subscriber to the Movie Canon YouTube channel or you're following the Instagram page, then you are eligible, must have an address within the United States, and be present in the live chat, which obviously you guys are here. Chris Chong is saying that it is rigged. So there you go. Then Yomo about to win right now with that Yomo juice. All right, so let's get over here. All right, so that's
I love that there's an emoji for that.
Yeah. All right, so here you go. It's a bunch of Christmas elves. That's what you guys are representing here. And again, this is for the Grinch Funko Pop. And 30 seconds, so I'm going to start it right now. So let's see who's going to win. So, and Yomo has a streak of winning all the time, but will he win today? So we'll find out soon enough, right? So all of you guys are in there. Like, again, if you commented in the Instagram posts, you're already in there. And there's a few of you who added your names today, so I've already added you there as well. So let's see. We're about to get a winner right here. We have Folded Daisies 24. So I don't think this person is here. So you do have to be present in the live chat. So I'll give you about 30 seconds or so, or maybe like a minute. I'll give you like a minute because I know there's kind of a delay.
Daisy.
So like a minute, and so you are the winner. Again, you commented in the Instagram post, so that's what you're in here now. But you do have to be present in the live chat to win. So Folded Daisies 24. If you're in the live chat now, claim your prize, the Grinch Funko. That's the Grinch Funko here that you see here on the screen. So let's give it a few more seconds. If not, we'll do it again. And then we'll have to remove the winner. All right, so here we go. All right, so I'm going to have to remove the winner now. So I'm going to do it again. Yes, remove the winner. Race again. Wait, what is it doing now? No one's in there now.
Where are they?
All right, so let me start over again then. So not Yomo, says Chris. So I guess it's fair this time. Oh,
Folded
TJ
Daisies
Mike.
could not be here to accept the prize. Yomo will be accepting for them.
TJ Mike says he wants in. Okay, so let me just move that here. Chris Chong says, wait, what if Folded Daisies was just a made-up account to lead us on? I mean, I guess it's a possibility, right?
All accounts are made up.
But but there'll be rules against that, right? Let's see. So let me add you guys in here again. Where is it? Okay, I don't know why it just cleared everyone. I have no idea why it did that, but let me see here. Okay, so going back over here. So again, we'll do this again. I'll remove the other person who won. Right. So again, must have an address within the US, be a subscriber, follower, and all that stuff. So then I'll do this again here, guys. Yeah, sometimes these things are easier, but then sometimes when people are not present, then it makes things a lot delays things. But all right, so Feel the Burn, Chris Chong, Pedro Lopez, TJ Mike, La Bruja's there. Okay, gonna remove Folded Daisies. All right, so Yomo's in there. Where'd you get that's in there? Okay, so let me just look at the live chat one more time here. Okay, so we're gonna do this again, guys. We're gonna do this again. Hopefully we'll get a winner this time. All right, so let's see. Okay, 30 seconds, 30 seconds. And set it here. All right, so we're about to start here, guys. Let me go and show it here on the screen. Nope, not that. Here we go. All right, this stuff takes a lot longer than it seems. So sorry about that, guys. All right, I think we're good now. You guys can see it, right? Yeah, you guys can see it. All right, so let's begin now. 30 seconds. 30 seconds. So let's see who wins this time. Is it going to be Yomo?
Booking it.
Is it going to be TJ Mike? Is it going to be Mr. Cody? Pedro? We'll find out in a few seconds. In about 10 seconds. 10 seconds. Let's see who's going to win this time. All these Christmas elves running and running. Looks like La Bruja's getting... Oh, look at La Bruja.
Yep, there it
is.
is.
La Bruja. There you go, La Bruja. So I saw you earlier, so hopefully you're still in the live chat. La Bruja, go ahead and claim your prize so that I know that you're still here in the live chat.
La Bruja.
So claim your prize. We'll give you about a minute and a half or so, because I know I saw you earlier. So La Bruja has won the race, the elf race, Christmas elves. So we'll get about a minute. So about a minute or so. And again, you have to have an address within the US, so hopefully that's the situation there. All right, so I don't know if La Bruja is here. I know they were here earlier. Yeah, so let's see. ¿Dónde está La Bruja? Says Chris Chong. TJ Maxi was close. All right, so give me like 30 more seconds, La Bruja, and then we'll have to get someone else. So I'm gonna have to remove some of this stuff here. Okay, so hold on a sec, guys. I have to move these things around.
Oh no.
Okay, looks like we're gonna have to do it again because no claims there. All right, so let's do this again here, guys. So hopefully you guys are here. Add it to the stage again. Here we go. Start. Another 30 seconds. So if you're still here in the live chat, claim your prize if you are the winner. If your elf crosses the finish line first, claim your prize in the live chat. All right, so here we go. Here we go.
Names.
Yeah, so let's see who's in the lead.
Rorokuso.
Kill the anxiety.
Hey.
Kill the anxiety. Okay, kill the. All right, kill the anxiety. I haven't seen you here either, so. All right, so this is when it starts getting a little prolonged here. Okay, kill the anxiety if you have, because you're starting to give me anxiety right now. But if you have I got about a minute. I'll leave it here. So if you're in the live chat now, kill the anxiety, claim your prize. And I'm gonna start to remove some people here. So, all right. Remove kill the anxiety. Remove La Bruja. Okay, and then folded Daisy.
That was a clean win too. He didn't come from behind with the last second. He was constant.
Yeah, no controversies at all, right? Okay, let me just add some of you guys here. Pedro Lopez in here.
Pre-race roll call. Hey.
Yeah, Chris Chong and TJ Mike. Yeah, I have to do this again. I'm going to do it just one more time, guys, and then I'm just going to throw in a trivia thing because I can't be doing this all day long. So, but all right, so here we go. So, all right, so we're doing it again. This is the last time. Wait, I got some comments here. Let's see. Let's see. Do a pre-race roll call. Why the black elf is slow? Says feel the burn. I don't know. It's just the way they have set it up here. All right, so this is the last one, guys. Hopefully there's a winner this time. The next one will be a trivia question if we don't get this one. All right, here we go. All right, so I'm gonna go back to this here.
Unleash the fury.
All right, so just removing you guys here. Okay, remove that. Remove this one here. 30 seconds. 30 seconds. Okay, set there. Okay, so let's do that. All right, you guys ready? Here we go. Here we go. Again, this is for the Grinch, the Funko Grinch. No, I suck at trivia, says Chris Chung. Well, hopefully you'll win right now. Here we go. I change it to Santa's this time.
Oh, hell yeah.
All right, here we go. Remove the music. Remove this. Here we go. Here we go. Where is it? Here we go. Oh, I know there's a little like reindeer and sleigh in front of it. All right, so here we go. Let's see who's in the lead now. We have, where'd you get that? Who I have not seen in the live chat today, but all right, who else? Mr. Kuso, I think in the lead right now, maybe. TJ Mike is kind of getting over there. And let's see, who is a Brian 031479, another person I have not seen in the live chat. All right, so we'll give you a minute.
That sounds suspicious with all those numbers.
Yeah, and it looks like we're gonna have to do a trivia question. because I haven't seen this person in the live chat today. But 30 more seconds. Brian 031479. So get ready for the trivia question, guys, because it looks like that's what's going to have to happen now. It's going to be a fairly easy question, I think, anyways. Whoever submits the answer first, the person I see in the live chat. Now, I know it's not a perfect system, but whoever I see in the live chat first will win. And unfortunately, Mr. Dave, you wouldn't be eligible for this
Not
one.
for me.
Okay, good. All right.
I'm not in on this one.
All right, there you go. Because normally, the panel or whoever's a guest could join, but all right.
The question is, what is the airspeed of an unladen swallow?
Oh yeah, right. No, that's not the question. That is not the question. Here we go. All right, guys. So let's move this over here. Here you go, guys. Let's move that over here. There you go. There you go. Here's the question, guys. Whoever answers this first. Here we go. In what year did the first Venom film release? In what year? Yeah, feel the burn. Oh, yes. Take a break, man. Oh, take a break, X-Man. So in what year did the first Venom movie come out in theaters? Okay, there you go. Chris Chong. Chris Chong got it. 2018. That is correct. Now, let me just double and triple check that that is true.
Look at you doing good with the trivia.
Yeah, there you go. Let's see. Yes, 2018. That is correct. So Chris Chong is the winner. Feel the Burn had the answer correct as well, and Yomo as well. TJ Mike said 2021. That was true for, I think, maybe the sequel. 2016. And congrats, Chris. So it's Chris Chong. He won the Grinch Funko Pop. So congratulations there, Mr. Chris Chong.
Well done, sir.
So message me, Chris, on Instagram. Just give me your address. I think I have it before because you've won before. It's been a while, but I know you've won before. But still message me. Just give me your address. Maybe you change your address. I don't know. But congrats there, Chris. And thank you guys for joining on this, right? For participating here. I am doing more of these for the rest of the month. I think I'm doing another one tomorrow for the Unwrap the Funko Pop on Figure Stock. So I'll be doing that. That one you don't have to comment or anything. It's just a matter of who's in the live chat. Most likely it'll be a trivia question as well for that one. Or actually it will be a trivia question because I'm not asking you to do any comments. So I'll do that tomorrow on Figures Talk, which is 6 p.m. Pacific time. So we'll be doing that. This is thank you, Gio. This is Chris Chong. Thanks very much there. I love how I say it's rigged when I won a few times, right? Right, Chris? So now it's not rigged, right? So there you go. That's funny. All right. So that's it, guys. So Mr. Dave, what do you have going on?
Well, I'm gonna be back here tomorrow, as usual, for Figures Talk, and I will be on with Ben before that, getting nuts.
Oh, you're gonna do a double duty again?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Still don't know how you can do that, but glad you do it though. Glad you do it. So,
it's fun, man. It's fun.
Feel the Burn says nothing for second place. Unfortunately, no. There's no second place. But there's more opportunities on Figures Talk and the Met Report. But yeah, Mr. Dave, yeah, you're regular now on Figures Talk, and we're excited to have you on here all the time. So thanks so much for that, and we'll see you tomorrow on Double Duty Dave, says Yomo, for Sundays.
Triple D. Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, there you go. Triple D's right there for X-Man Supreme. So you'll be
my
on
nickname in college.
Talk. Is it really? But
no.
I mean, I don't know, but yeah. So, Mr. Dave, we'll see you tomorrow on Figures Talk, and we're doing the Fantasy Figure Tier List Part 3. So we'll be doing that
Oh man, that's
tomorrow.
gonna be fun. That's gonna be good.
And let's see here, and then next Saturday on the 21st, I'm doing my most anticipated films of 2025. So I'll be doing that. I think my brother's supposed to join me, Matthew, and
Alright.
VFG Movie Review is supposed to join me for that. And then obviously Figures Talk for the rest of the month. At least that is the plan. And then at the end of the year, or the last weekend, that Saturday, I'm doing my top films of 2024, which I believe my brother's supposed to be on that one too. And I believe Adam 12 is supposed to be on that one. But and then Dave, you're always welcome here on the Met Report or Figures Talk, whatever you want to do. If you're free, just message me. For some of these, I specifically ask you if you want to be in there, but you're always welcome here. So,
Hell yeah, dude.
but guys, you watched in the live. If you're watching here live from the beginning to the end, greatly appreciate that as always. If you're watching in the replay, also greatly appreciate that. And I hope to see all of you guys tomorrow on Figures Talk. Like I said, I'm doing another Unwrapped Funko giveaway, so don't miss out on that one. But that is it, guys. So that's going to be it here for the Met Report, episode number 54. Thanks very much, and have some nice holiday season or holiday stuff in the next couple of weeks here. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas if you celebrate that, and all that stuff there. But hope to see you guys tomorrow. But that's it. Again, thank you so much, Dave, for joining me, and I'll see you guys next time.
Burger time.